Well, good evening, everyone. This is a really exciting time here. We're at Darwin Football Stadium in the top end of the NT, and not often are we at the vanguard of football in this country, but today we are the very first destination jurisdiction to come back and play football. Are we excited? Boy, is that an understatement. This is Christmas tree time, isn't it, John? John, we're under the tree. We open up the prezzies.
Sure
this is extraordinary, mate. I've got John Tambouris with me. John's our technical director, A-League player, been playing all over the world, actually, in your younger days, mate. I'll throw to you, I just need to say a big hello to Craig Foster. Craig was going to be with us tonight on the World Game. Craig has an eye infection and can't be here tonight. He's not well at all, and I know how much he would just miss being here. He's been such an avid and sustained supporter of what we're trying to do in the Northern Territory and our Indigenous engagement programs. So, Foz, if you're listening, I know you won't be watching, it's a shout out to you, mate. So thank you so much for your help and your support, and we wish you all the best and hope you get better. John, how exciting is tonight?
Oh, very, very excited, Bruce. Again, the lights are on, players are out there warming up, the ball's being kicked around. What a night for it, and yeah, looking forward to some great football tonight.
And any time you've got an event on like this, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, but this is extraordinary because it is in the COVID-19 pandemic. And none of us have been through this, and none of us have come out of it. So, I mean, how did you personally handle stage 1 and 2 of those sort of restrictions? You know, I know we're coming out of it now, but you personally, as someone who tries to keep your fitness together, what were you up to?
Well, funny enough, I went back to running. Again, I hadn't run since I retired, so put the shoes on and started running, the runners on and started running. So, look, in terms of, it was tough, to be honest. And again, you're doing everything pretty much by yourself. So, look, we got through it at the end of the day, but yeah, it was tough mentally at the start, but we got used to it after a while, and then we sort of obviously started introducing other things that I wanted to do, which was probably kicking the ball around and so forth, but obviously I love spending a bit of time in the gym, but that wasn't happening, so found other things to do.
Yeah, you do like your gym time. Listen, before we get to some more of that, I just need to set it up that this is the very first game of football here in Australia. We're so excited to be here. Even more excited to be on the World Game. We want to thank them so much for their support. To Football Federation Australia for carrying this as well. Thank you. Big shout out to you guys as well. You've been great. And it's also going out on Football NT's digital channels as well. And the audience is quite a large one for us, and we want to take the opportunity to thank the government for getting us here, to thank the health workers that were on the front line and did a magnificent job, and then really to everybody in the NT who did what they're supposed to do and has got us to be the safest place in Australia. And we're first off, and obviously if you know anyone in New South Wales or Victoria, make sure you text them and tell them they're second or third. That'd be a good thing to do. But yeah, we're first here, and tonight we feature the NT Yapas, which is a Indigenous women's football team that plays in the Premier League. That's the only one in the country, and they'll be up against Hellenic, the current champions and premiers of our Women's Premier League. And then the doubleheader will be finished off with a game between Mindel, last year's grand finalist, against Hellenic men, who were 63 years in the making. A really strong side, so we look forward to that. That'll be a really contestable game, that. And we have Simon Hill, too, who'll be commentating on that one, so that's something to look forward to as well. You'll be joining Simon for some expert comments as well, John. So that's the housekeeping. We're at Darwin Football Stadium in the top end of Australia. It never rains at this time of the year. It's the dry season, and we're going to have one of the most spectacular sunsets you could ever ask for just behind here, the grandstand. It'll be purple, it'll be pink, it'll be all the colours you want, but it'll be gorgeous. And we always talk about it being boundless possible here in the NT. John, just coming to the game tonight, you've had a lot to do, and you just mentioned then that the NT Yapas are a very young side. In part of your role as a technical director, it's really important for you to see development happening. And how have you been with your Indigenous program with the girls? What's that been for you?
Well, it's great. I'm looking at obviously familiar faces here that are in this Yapas team that have gone through the program as well, and it's good to see that they're playing at a good level now and playing senior football, which is great.
Yep.
And again, looking at both teams, you're looking at the Yapas and Hellenic Athletic. We've got both young teams full of energy. So I'm actually excited, Bruce, tonight. Both teams raring to go. I know in terms of pre-season, they did a good pre-season, obviously, before COVID.
12 weeks ago.
Yep. So obviously, you know, they couldn't do much in the last 6 or 7 weeks, 8 weeks. So look, I know that they're keen to get back on the pitch and play the game. So I'm looking forward to seeing a really good game tonight.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. I mean, that was only 2.5 weeks ago they got back into training, and then they've had no contact. So when I went and spoke to the players and the clubs about, do we come back and without the pre-season and all that, because this is a great opportunity to be first. I mean, they just jumped at it. They said, let's just go for it. And so they will go for it. So I'd hate to be in that first tackle tonight, that first contact point. But as the ambulances go by, the fireys there who have been fantastic during our, in the dry season up here, we get a lot of scrub fires and bushfires out of town. There was a bit of smoke around this morning too here in Darwin. But it's all cleared now and it'll be a beautiful night for football. Just before we get on to more about the team, I just want to say that without Craig here, we'll call this the Wing It production because he would normally be in the seat that I'm in. So we'll just push through this and do the best we can. Last night we had the Yapa's training here. We had a really special presentation from Lydia Williams, an iconic Indigenous footballer, Matilda, whose resume is a long and distinguished one, not extinguished, distinguished one, and we were so thankful for that. And we've got a little bit of footage of that, so I'd love to be able to see if we can put up Lydia Williams and her surprise video for the women and girls from the NT Yappers.
I guess the first question is, what's it feel like to finally be able to get out on the pitch this weekend?
Great, amazing, great, good, exciting, so good.
And how has this whole period been? I mean, what are you most excited about?
Hello.
Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I don't know. Sorry, we're just trying to take a screenshot.
Okay. Are you guys excited for your games coming up?
Yeah, we're so excited. I think it's been, 12 weeks since we've actually been able to train as a team and actually play, so we're pretty keen.
Oh, I'm jealous. You guys get to play.
My heart is racing. That's so deadly.
Just wanted to jump on and wish all of you good luck, and I'm very excited that you guys get to kick this off with football again in Australia. So yeah, it's really exciting to see what you guys are going to do, and yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. Bye. Catch you later.
What a surprise that was, Lydia Williams. Absolutely, and they were so excited by that, John. Actually, at the end of the training, they did a little Indigenous dance for us, and there were some tears in their eyes. They were really, really excited by that, and it's very hard to understand the deep pride that they have in wearing those kits tonight, representing their country, and how to be the first Indigenous women's team to play football in the Premier League. We have a couple of non-Indigenous players in there as well, which is what we do at the national championships every year. And in fact, it was myself who actually talked about having a complete and full Indigenous squad. And it was the Indigenous guys who said to me, look, no, we want to have a reconciliation. We want to have a statement about that we play together, we're in this together. And we just had the National Reconciliation Week here in Australia too, which we highlighted across all of our channels, and it was really important for our coaches and our clubs to recognise that, even though we could only do it in the COVID-19 way at the moment. It was really important that our National Reconciliation Week was highlighted here in Darwin, of course the NT, and that's our point of difference. My name is Bruce Stalder. I'm filling in for the irreplaceable Craig Foster from the World Game. And again, a shout out to you, Craig. Get better, mate. We miss you, and we look forward to working with you again. I've got John Tambouris with me next to me. We're at Darwin Football Stadium, Women's Premier League game not far off, and this will be the first game of football anywhere in the country. And we know, with a crowd, which is slowly building up here at the moment, we would have be the first anywhere in the world that's playing football in front of a crowd. So extraordinary times, John. We talked about you going out and jogging again and scaring the dogs and the people in the yards. But what other things have you noticed about the COVID moment? Because you're a real family man. So did you have more time with mum and dad and stuff?
You could say that, yes. So I basically rolled back the years, Bruce. I spent a lot of time with mum and dad through that period. And again, I went back to the things that I used to do when I was a young kid. I mean, I remember getting home from school every day, and I remember getting the football, and I'll be downstairs hitting the ball against the wall and hitting the ball. And Mum, I don't know how that's standing, by the way. And and I said, I went back to doing stuff that I was doing back then. Obviously couldn't catch up with friends and so forth, but went back and I got onto the PlayStation as well, which I haven't picked up a PlayStation for a very, very long time. So in terms of that, went back, spent a lot of time with mum and dad, back in the family home. And just doing things that I used to do, which was really, really good going back and doing.
Actually, that would have been really weird for your mum, because she would have hear the bouncing of the ball again, and she'd go back 20 years and go, uh-oh. He's home.
Couple of balls and
Couple of windows.
a couple of windows and lights as well. I remember, I don't know how many times I would have smashed those lights on the ceiling there. So, look, she was happy to see me, but wasn't happy in a way to see me doing the things that I used to do. So, yeah, it was great.
Just again, my name's Bruce Stalder, filling in for Craig Foster. We're on the World Game here. It's Friday night in Darwin, in the Northern Territory. Couldn't be in a better place. And we're gloating because we're the very first in the country to come back and play football. Football, the most popular sport across Australia by a long way, where grassroots are so popular, so strong. And I know, just talking to some of the parents and kids this morning, you know, this is Christmas. This is opening up the present under the tree. I'm back, and it's a long weekend here in Darwin as well. And all our good folk. I noticed on the Stewart Highway, John, there were a lot of boats, a lot of caravans, and Kakadu and Litchfield. Those iconic spots are going to get a hit this weekend. Good luck in the queues. But what I love about the Territorians, you give them opportunity, they take it, and they'll be out and about enjoying it.
That's right. And as I said, going to work today, everyone left at 1 o'clock today.
That's right.
So I was saying, what's going on? And they're saying, obviously, public holiday, long weekend, boats were packed, tents are gone, and everyone was gone. So
well, it's so true, because our peak hours are around 11 minutes, and today it was like a minute.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it was a little early today. Listen, there was also a really nice moment last night in the training. We had we captured a nice video of Talia, who's the goalkeeper, and Talia's filling in for our favourite and our best goalkeeper here, I think, in the NT, Jadine Chisholm, who's actually down in Brisbane, having a chance to develop her career. And it's one of the things here in the Northern Territory, which you know so well, John. You've got to leave to pursue your career, and one of the things that you and I are so desperately trying to do is to make that happen less, and then more importantly never happen, and you can achieve it here. So this is what this is all about. But Jadine, shout out to you, Jadine. I know you'll be watching. You love your Yappers, and you'll try and get up here and support the girls whenever you can. But she's down in there trying her luck. She's talking to Queensland Lions, and I'm sure she'll get picked up and play National Premier League. But last night, Talia, who's moved in the goals on her behalf, presented the kits that were designed by a local Indigenous and a very proud local Indigenous woman from the Kimberley region of Western Australia. And we've got that video, and I'd like to show you that and share that with you now if we can. This is Talia from the NT Yappers.
From an artist called Emma McNeil. She's a really proud Yamatji woman from Kununurra. That's where she sort of was born and bred. Homelands are the goldfields of Western Australia, so like Leonora area. And she's got family through Mikathara, Port Hedland, and all along WA. So she designed these, and she sent a little message to say, these jerseys represent the welcoming of strong women coming together to play a sport we love. It's not just a sport, but resembles family, friends, and a connection to our land that we respectfully play on. 3 circles represents the distance we travel both near and played afar. The dots on the outside represent our spirit, our determination, and the courage to unite us as one. With our hands connected in the circle, we play not just for ourselves, but along the strong sportsmanship and respect of our team, staff, and all involved. May we wear it with pride.
Yeah, that was a really emotional moment where Talia had the video, we were shooting her, and she was presenting it to. And there's it's a very sort of broad age spectrum. There is a lot of young kids there, but the thing about tonight and how historic it is to be the first place to return to football after COVID-19, but also to have the first time to have an Indigenous women's football team playing Premier League. But there are people in that team, there are people that advise me through our Indigenous advisory group that have been pushing for this for decades. And we're all here because we want to make a difference, and we really want to get it right this time, because in football in Australia, we've not had our Indigenous engagement. We haven't done as good a job as we should have. And I think this is a very small step and a long way, John, to get there. And I'm always thinking of those who have spent 10, 30, 40 years trying to get this to where it is, because we all firmly believe that the Socceroos and Matildas, with the input of Indigenous footballers, will be unique in the world and will find our identity. And in that, what is it now, the next World Cup, I don't know how many countries will represent it when we get to Qatar, but they're growing all the time, and it'd be great to have a point of difference that's so clear.
That's right. And again, it's exciting times. I mean, watching the girls when they walked in, they were excited to be here. They put their new strips on, they've got their new boots on. So look, I'm excited tonight, Bruce, and as I said, the winner tonight is football, and I can't wait till the games start.
And I think, John, that when the game does get underway, we'll see a lot of nerves, and I said that first tackle is going to be It's going to be a monster.
Hopefully they haven't forgotten to tackle.
Yeah, well, that's even them into that, and they'll all actually play the game in grids, with 4 square metres around them, like your defence, I should say.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. When are you the Fury? That's another matter. It's John Tambouris with us here, ex-A-League player. You played all around the world. Quickly, a couple of countries. Was there any you didn't play in?
There was a lot that I didn't play in,
yeah.
but
Okay.
in terms of
in Africa, maybe.
In terms of playing again. Lived different cultures, saw a lot of places, made a lot of good friends in my time,
Yeah.
which was the biggest bonus for me. So, obviously living the dream, but Darwin's home, and I'm glad to be back in the Northern Territory, Bruce.
And we're glad to have you as the technical director, John. So you bring all that experience, which is an international experience, and you bring a thing which I want all our players to have, which is a humility and a respect for others. So thank you for that. We're here at Darwin Football Stadium. Darwin is at the top end. We're in the Northern Territory. We're about 20% of the landmass of Australia, and we're about to get underway with our game shortly. This will be the first ever game of football since COVID-19 restrictions came in. And we'll be the first in Asia and the world to have a crowd watching, and in this crowd. The crowd is building up. We want to thank people for coming down with all the things that are on tonight. This will build over the hours that we're here tonight, and we thank everyone for giving their support for football. But I just want to thank the World Game, which is what we're on at the moment digitally, and we're about to show and throw over to Shannon Byrne. Now, Shannon Byrne works the ABC Grandstand. A really esteemed announcer. We're so lucky to have Shannon, and we've got Shannon up in a scissor lift on the other side of the field. She can see the sunset, so that's a plus. But Shannon, when we throw to you, I want to thank you so much for your support. I want to congratulate you on your ambassadorial role today for that amazing campaign She Plays that the Northern Territory Government's just released today to encourage women to play sport. So Shannon, I'll hand over to you. I look forward to hearing your call, and we'll get back together at the end of the first half. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to a very special night in Darwin, as the Darwin Women's Premier League match is the first competitive football match in Australia. It doesn't get bigger than that for these two teams about to make their way out onto Football Stadium here in Darwin. Two very different sides here as well for this historic match. Hellenic Athletic are the reigning Women's Premier League champions and have won 2 of the last 3 premierships. They take on the new team on the block, the NT Yappers, and they are the first Indigenous women's team to play in a Premier League comp in Australia. This is round 2 from Darwin Football Stadium. My name is Shannon Byrne and I am joined by John Tambouris, the Football NT Technical Director, former A-League player as well. John, I feel like we're going to be using first a lot for tonight's match. The first in Australia, the first Indigenous side in a women's competition. So what a great night, and more importantly, they've put on the weather, 27 degrees.
Oh, it's a great night. As I said, you're looking at, everyone walking in today, the players walking in, putting on their new strips, putting on their new boots. It's exciting time. So really, really looking forward to a good game of football tonight.
So 2 teams just lining up out in the middle, and they will be getting ready. We're going to shortly acknowledging our welcome to country. The referees in charge tonight, Claire Matthews, Sophia Pablo, Adele Bolwell and Cassie McWilliam are our ladies in charge in the fluoro yellow. And this is a very, very special night for both of these teams. They have played a match in 2020, and that was 2 months ago, John. I've spoken to both of the captains, and for Hellenic, she is obviously the playing captain, and she's the playing coach, Georgia Heidich. They've had 4 trainings, and none of them have been able to be in contact. So that's quite interesting, because stage 3 was lifted just today.
Exactly, Shannon. Let's hope they haven't forgot how to tackle, because obviously they were doing all the isolation training and so forth. But again, they did a good pre-season.
And let's head down now to the welcome to country, Lynette Fijo. And the welcome address there for country, Lynette Fijo, giving a welcome as we now respect a moment's silence for the football community. So, moment of silence just there, paid in respect for a family member of Hellenic. Now, John, as we just said, 4 training sessions, none of them been able to be in contact because of the COVID-19. We're living in a very strange world, but the best thing is that both sides are in the same situation. No one's had an advantage, have they?
That's correct. And again, in terms of the isolation drills, most of it looked at it like it was a mini pre-season, to be honest. So, look, they're excited. I think, once that final whistle goes and, they're ready to play. So both teams, speaking to a couple of the players from both teams, they couldn't wait to come back and play. So I don't think it's going to make a difference whether, they train for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. They just want to get back on the pitch, and so we're really looking forward to a really good game tonight.
And in terms of the two teams, as I mentioned, Hellenic, such a rich history, not only just of their club, but their women's side. Darwin's oldest football club, formed in 1958 by a group of Greek migrants up against an Indigenous side. So a true reflection of our territory culture as well here. Hellenic, though, in their opening game 2 months ago, they absolutely smashed University Azzurri Football Club 10
Yep.
And so this is going to be a tough task for the NT Yappers, the new side.
I actually watched that game, to be honest, Shannon, and the score didn't really reflect the game. And again, Azuria is a new team that's in the Premier League as well. But look, Hellenic have been a force for the last 5 or 6 years in the Women's Premier League. So no doubt about it, they're going to be up there again this year. And look, seeing the NT Yappers playing here, a first Indigenous female football team, I'm excited and looking forward to a really good game tonight.
All right, well, they are ready. They're in place, and the crowd here, it is vocal. First crowd allowed in Australia as well. There's another one. John, mark that down. Another first crowd allowed at a sporting event. And to get us underway out in the middle, and it will be a big afternoon. Chocolakos, Daphne, she's standing over the ball. And both teams, you just have a look at the beautiful sky behind the stadium as competitive football in Australia gets underway. Hellenic up against the NT Yappers, and the NT Yappers have just turned it over. Good defensive work for Hellenic. Touch just too small, and happy to see it over the line is Henderson, Tani Henderson, out there with her sister. A couple of sisters playing tonight, John.
Exactly. Again, Tani and Rachel Henderson, they've been a part of the Northern Territory Institute program that we've got. So I know the girls quite well. But always good seeing sisters playing together. Great to see that. So looking forward to seeing him in action tonight.
Ball just going through past Henderson there. Good work tracking back. And the NT Yappers just happy to see it out by Desachi, just playing it safe. For Hellenic, the throw-in will go to Sophia Mauboy. Very famous surname, not only in Darwin, but on the music scene. The sister of Jessica Mauboy. Long throw into the box. Beautiful throw there. Small touch forward by Mayat from Hellenic. Still got it inside the box, just coming out, being harassed by Henderson. And she tried to put it in, and great defensive work from Henderson. Sees it over the byline. And the first corner for this evening.
That was good by Tani there. She didn't rush in, just waited for the right opportunity and then forced the corner, which was great defending.
So first corner for the night. A lot of the players for Hellenic deep. Just readjusting the ball there. So ball inside, short. Comes off the NT Yappers' first defensive player, and it's easily cleared out. Mauboy just touches it back into their defensive half. Poor touch forward from Maria Bilius, and the NT Yappers are in the middle of the park. Good ball forward, falls into the lap, but Mauboy is backtracking, and again, nice safe play, and she's happy to see it over. Good passage of play from NT Yappers.
Great ball there from Rachel. Saw the gap, obviously going forward and try to put it through, but again, Sophie Mauboy there read it well and cleared.
Henderson with the throw in. Mauboy in the action early. Hellenic coming down the right. And good work for NT Yappers, going all the way back to the goalkeeper. Just end-to-end stuff at the moment.
See, it doesn't look like they've had some time off, does it, Sharon?
Lovely little through ball, and good work from Garawara, the forward. Oh, there's a foul against her, but nice little heel flick there.
Yeah, great imagination there. Again, improvisation. We're looking at them. They're trying to play that forward pass, but again, Hellenic just cut that through ball out.
In the middle of the park, Hellenic now just playing it forward. Mauboy wants it out on the right. Good defensive work from the NT Yappers, and they have to go over to the left. Ball into the middle. Johnson puts a good through ball in, but tracked back well for the NT Yappers. And picking it off there is Jaffa. Good talk out there early as well. Hellenic's goalkeeper, Anita Price. She can be heard, and we must say we're up on top of the cherry picker. How high are we up here, John? We've got a great view here of the football field.
I reckon we're probably about 6 to 7 metres high here, maybe more.
Anyone check if we're scared of heights?
And I'm not too good with heights, Sharon, so...
Well, Myatt now takes the corner. Big up and under. Goalkeeper is out of position. And there's a lot on the ball and on the ground. Great work from the NT Yapa's goalkeeper. Oh, that was very, very brave there from the Yapa's goalkeeper. It went over her head, but she was able to pick it up and Taylor Kickett saving on the last line of defence.
It was a bit lucky there. Again, it was a bit of a melee in the middle there, but yeah, goalkeeper recovered really well and obviously kept the score at 0-0.
Kicked away for the NT Yappers defensively. Hellenic just kick it over the side. Maria Bilius not happy with the way that she controlled that ball. Henderson, quick throw in. Couldn't find Luco. And Mauboy wants to get on with this quickly. Long throw going down the right wing. Ball up in the air. In dispute. Hellenic throw in. 27 degrees in Darwin. Football pitch is looking a treat. Big throw for Mauboy. Comes back to her and she'll throw it back. Exactly where it came in. And a real mixture in this team as well, John. We've got sisters. We've got 14-year-olds. We've got school teachers. So really showing the variety of women's football here in Darwin.
That's right. And again, obviously Darwin's a tight-knit community, so pretty much everyone knows each other here. And again, you said it before, sisters, teachers. And again, you know, obviously Steve Lawless, who's the Yappers coach, you know, his daughters are playing. So it's like a family reunion, really. So again, it's exciting times. Just looking at Hellenic's team this year, again, you've got some of those senior players that were a part of that championship team last year. So they'll be looking to those girls to try and get them through tonight.
Mauboy just putting it into the middle. Garawara's back. She's done extremely well there. And a good through ball. Great ball through. Jaffa is busy at the moment. She's got some good vision and you can just feel that one of those balls over the top might get Garawara away.
I actually watched her, Shannon, in week one when they played, and yeah, she looked really, really comfortable on the ball. Can see a pass, so again, keep an eye on her tonight because she could be the difference in this game.
Hellenic just happy to hold it up, playing it back. Bilius all the way back to the goalkeeper in Price. Left foot straight down the middle of the park. Hellenic, good passage of play here. Jaffar's just gone down. Good ball out to the right for Martin. Cuts inside. Martin being closely checked by Henderson. Ball gone through to Myatt and it was not going to be on target at any stage, but Taylor Kickett, impressive dive to her right.
They're being very patient, Hellenic, tonight. Again, trying to build up from the back, going into midfield and then trying to create goal-scoring opportunities in their front third. So they've got a plan. Hopefully they get a bit of joy down the front third of the pitch.
Johnson's been busy in the middle. Couple of options here. Probably should have gone out right then, Hellenic. And someone else who's been very busy tonight is Tani Henderson already. Great ball over on the right. Is it going to get picked up? It is, and a great get there from Lolius, the daughter of the coach, Steve, and that was a beautiful ball. Henderson's been busy.
She has, and again, you can see that she's talking to her back four. She's trying to organise her defence, so she'll play a massive part in the Yappers' defence tonight, so great to see.
This left side for NT Yappers have been busy. Henderson's come down to take a throw, but it was a good work there from Luco on Mauboy that's actually forced a great throw in. NT Yappers on attack in their final third. Luco puts it back to Henderson. Henderson puts it inside the box and then a little touch. It dribbles through to the goalkeeper. Good crowd on hand, still with crowd restrictions. Only 500 allowed, so it's been capped at that. We do have the Men's Premier League following this with Simon Hill. So I know there's a few people got in here early. Good social distancing happening, John, too.
Yes, that's correct. Again, very, very important. They do maintain that social distancing. But again, first place, not in the country, in the world, to have spectators at a venue. it's absolutely terrific. So exciting times, Sharon, exciting times.
Luco just picking off the ball from Malboy. Oh, great little dribble back there. Luco now coming down the left, not much forward. And so now Hellenic just played it down. Probably not the right option there from Mikhailos. There's a great battle here between Luco and Malboy. Luco's looking pretty tired at the moment.
Yeah, and Luco's pretty young as well, so obviously Soap's been playing the game for quite a bit now, so you know she'll look at her experience to get her through this tonight.
Well, experienced ball in there from Mayat. Great cross into the middle of the box, but no one there. Not quite the numbers that they wanted. But Mayat has been busy. Malboy just goes short. Oh, and great defensive work there. The NT Yappers happy just to kick it out at any opportunity. Beautiful night here in Darwin for this historic match. First competitive grassroots football match in Australia. Long ball in from Malboy. Might have looked like it got a hand there. Maya trying to get through traffic, not able to take the ball with her. And the NT Yappers through Henderson. And that has just dribbled over the sideline. Great vocal crowd and a great turnout for this match. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Shannon Byrne here with you alongside John Tambouris. And John, being the Football NT technical director, you would know a lot of these players, a lot of the youngsters as well.
That's correct. Again, work with quite a few of them here. And it's great to see that they've obviously gone on and playing senior football, which is great to see. The women's game, as you know, it's evolving. You look at the Matildas, for example, Shannon. That could be a team that could win a World Cup. So we've got Indigenous players, we've got different nationalities playing the game, which is great, and that's what Darwin does possess. It's got a lot of nationalities that want to play the world game, as you call it. So it's great to see all these nationalities playing the round ball, which is great to see on a Friday night.
Bit of stuff in the middle, just going straight down the middle. Price, the goalkeeper, had to get involved. Hellenic now just pushing it forward in the middle of the park. Down the right for Martin. Martin's got space and time here. Henderson, Tani coming in, and it is going to be chipped over. Still not outside, and a great opportunity there for Myatt, but just didn't have the body control. Hits the side of the netting and doesn't even bother Taylor kick it.
Some concerns there, Shannon, for the Yappers as well. You can see their right hand side. I mean, their defensive left side. A lot of balls coming in, so hopefully Steve has a look at that and looks to counter that as quickly as possible.
Taking the goal kick here is Rachel Henderson. Her sister Tani Henderson's playing at left back, has been very, very busy tonight. So Rachel Henderson getting play back underway. Good kick down the right. Beats a few players. Hellenic, though, are the first to control it. Down in the middle of the park. And Jaffa, she's been outstanding in the middle of the park so far. Comes again. Ball with Johnston. Johnson. Now, it's the youngster. Luco. Dispossessed, but tracking back, and she's not able to get a boot to it. Henderson, Tani, was there harassing. Now that the ball is in the middle of the park to Johnson. Johnson still going, but it's Henderson, Rachel, who's able to cut that off. Still in the middle of the park at the moment for Hellenic.
Hellenic are doing very, very well to keep possession, Shannon. Again, getting into that front third, it's just, I think they're just lacking that finish, in that front third. So they're creating chances, which is great. But the Yappers are being very, very resilient and defending very, very well.
Archer there getting a bit of applause. The right back. Now we've got the left back. Henderson just flicks it over, finds Jaffa. Jaffa gives it off to Archer. Archer's happy to play it all the way back to Taylor Kickett. And a little bit of a miss kick there, and that's going to go out for a throw-in. A very big advantage here for the front third for Hellenic. She won't be happy with that. Had a bit more time than she thought, John.
Yeah, I think she did. I think she was looking at the option to go out left, but just obviously mistimed her kick, so hopefully she gets it right next one.
Short throw in from Mauboy. Not able to control it there. NT Yappers marking well. They've got the numbers defensively in the box. Mauboy just missed her target. Good little drag back there and a great clearance in the end from Kitsos for the NT Yappers. Luco, she's got 3 around her. Good little footwork, good little touches. Gives it off to Henderson, has a little bit too much on it, and Mauboy's able to clear it nicely. And Martin for Hellenic puts it inside, but it's all the numbers for the NT Yappers. And it is Rachel Henderson with the clearing kick. Garawara's just got a little deflection here. Great chase here, Garawara, the striker for the NT Yappers, and it's played back safely and cleared by their goalkeeper Price. Jaffa in the middle of the park wins it. Nice bit of footwork there from the NT Yappers midfielder who has been busy. Ball over, finds Garawara. Can she control it? And the offside flag has gone up.
Just went a bit too quick there, Marcy. So she can hold that line. She's got a bit of pace about her. She times that run, she'll get in behind.
Talking about getting in behind. Good through ball. And it is going to be a chip over the goalkeeper. And Hellenic through Morgan Johnston has picked up the first goal of the night. And talking about through balls, it was in the defensive third. Great through ball. And a little bit of a miscommunication. The captain, Imogen Briston, looked like she wanted the goalkeeper's assistance, John.
That's right, Shannon. Obviously, through ball had gone through. I think the keeper just hesitated there a little bit to come out. And obviously, Johnston pounced on it. But let's not take away anything from the finish. It was a great finish and great little chip. And, you know, Hellenic are up 1-0.
All right, mark that down. We said there's going to be a lot of firsts tonight. Morgan Johnston has got the first goal in competitive football in Australia. Darwin Women's Premier League. It's round 2 action. They've had a couple of months off, and now it's the NT Yappers trying to get back on a level playing field. Can they get a quick response here in the middle of the park? Ball is at the feet of Kitsos. She's tracking back. It's dispossessed. Good forward ball through. And now it's Myatt from Hellenic who's put the ball through again. And the goalkeeper this time for the NT Yappers doing a great job, Taylor Kickett. And she's cleared it, and it's now a good advantage for NT Yappers.
Yeah, well read there, Taylor. Obviously came out on this one, on this occasion, cleared all the lines, and well read.
Jaffa, great footwork, gets through 2, has one in front of her, gets it off to Garawara, not able to beat the central defender. Still going Jaffa for the NT Yappers, and it is going to be brought down the right from Mauboy. She kicked it, probably had a bit more time. Rachel Henderson has it in the middle of the park, decides to go out to the right, just goes over the head, just a little bit too high in the end for Lolius.
It's been end-to-end, Shannon. It's been end-to-end. It doesn't look like these teams have been off for a while. Again, let's hope it continues. I mean, the pace has been pretty good, to be honest.
Cutting it off from the throw-in. Good defensive work for the NT Yappers. Kitsos was there. It's in the middle of the park. Jaffa, who's been very busy tonight, looks up, tries to put it forward. They're onside. Hellenic haven't gone with them. The players here are onside, and it's a shot on goal, and that was outside the box. And that was Kitsos, who had a shot. Didn't realise she had no one chasing her, John, and she'll be disappointed with that ending.
Yeah, disappointing effort. Again, Jaffa, great ball by Jaffa again. She's everywhere, to be honest. But you're looking at Kitsos, maybe could have taken a couple more touches, get into the box and maybe have a shot on goal. But again, good effort, but maybe could have done a little bit more with that.
Promising signs, and just a bit more on Jaffa as well. She's actually French, has been playing for 16 years, played for the French national team in the under-17s and under-19s. So in terms of quality out in the midfield for the NT Yappers, they are being shown that beautiful delivery from her, just what they're capable of. So this 4 back for Hellenic, they are going to have to be on their game tonight.
Exactly, and as you can see, she's playing in a central role tonight for the Yappers. So don't know who's got the job on her tonight, but whoever does have the job on her, Better be tightly marking her.
A lot of voice here at Darwin Football Stadium. Long kick from Price, the goalkeeper from Hellenic. But it's the NT Yappers going forward. Still going forward. Garawara has it inside the box. Garawara with a shot on goal, and in the left corner, Garawara for the NT Yappers has evened it up here at Darwin Football Stadium with a beautiful strike into the left corner.
Yeah, great strike, Shannon. Again, we did mention it before. She does have the pace and got in behind the Hellenic back four there and got one-on-one and great finish. Well done. 1-1. We've got a game on our hands, Shannon.
Oh, that was a brilliant strike in the left top corner. And the crowd here extremely happy as the whistle has just gone.
Yes, that's correct. Yep. So in terms, it could be a half-time or a drinks break. It could be. So again, under the new COVID rules, could be a drinks break or a half-time. Drinks break it is. Drinks break it is.
Drinks
Got it right,
break it
Shannon.
is. This is how new.
These are the new
These
rules.
are the new. They're
New rules,
so
yes.
new, John. At 12 o'clock today, we didn't get the memo, but yes, they are having a quick drinks break, and this is only just going to add to the quality. Wow, what a fast, frenetic first half here in this history-making match right here in Darwin, the top end, the northern part of Australia. It is our dry season. We only have 2 seasons here, and it is a beautiful 26 degrees, and this is a game that we have really enjoyed so far. It's 1-1 here at Darwin Football Stadium, and it was Morgan Johnston who got the first goal for Hellenic, and not too long we had to wait for the NT Yappers and their first goal against Hellenic ever, and this is the first ever game in Australia. So this is the first competitive match back from COVID-19 lockdown, John. So how has the community of football here been, I guess, under lockdown and now coming out with only 2 weeks to train?
Look, when we put it to the clubs, we said, look, you've only got 2 weeks to train, and then, we're going to start the league quite straight away, pretty much. They just wanted to get out there and play. They weren't too worried about being fit and, which team has done more and so forth. So both teams have done the same amount of training sessions. Let's call it 4. Is that right, Shannon?
That's 4.
Yeah,
That's what I've been told.
4 training sessions. So, look, and it's a sensible rule that we brought in terms of a drinks break and a rest break as well, which is halfway between this and the end of the first half. So, look, they're excited to be out there. I think adrenaline's going to get them over the line tonight, which is great. And look, they're excited. I'm excited. I think you're excited, and looking forward for the next part of the half.
So, drinks breaks coming at the 20-minute mark. So, hope you've enjoyed already the action coming here from the top end. They've had a drinks break, they've had a breather, and they are back on. And we're halfway through this first half when Hellenic straight away in the middle of the park. Luco from NT Yappers dispossessing Hellenic, and then the youngster hassling hard, and there's going to be a throw in just inside the half forward line. Henderson will take the throw in. And Luco is only 14 years of age. He's been playing for 7 years, not able to gather it just then, but tracks back the youngster, puts under pressure Bilius. Price kicks it forward. Little ball forward from the goalkeeper, Johnston. Down on the left, trying to go inside, and it's Rachel Henderson that cuts it off. Jaffa now has it at her feet for the NT Yappers. Puts it back to Henderson. And not quite the ball that Henderson would have wanted, put her under pressure, and the ball is over near the stadium. We're on the opposite side, up on a cherry picker. How far up are we, do you think? I just don't look down. I can't judge. You can judge that for us, John.
I don't even want to think about it, Sharon. Don't want to think about it.
Lots happening in the middle of the park for Hellenic. They're under pressure. The goal scorer for the NT Yappers is there, busy, Garawara. Oh, she's limping at the moment. John, keep an eye on that. Ball down now and cleared easily from the left back. Tani Henderson just boots it down the middle. Trying to go down the right and put it out in front for the NT Yappers. Lolius is in pursuit, so is Garawara. She's up there, and the goal scorer just pulled up a bit lame. Seems to be walking okay at the moment, John, but did seem to hurt her foot at the last kick she had. Hellenic with the throw in.
Looks like the Yappers have got a bit of confidence now, obviously getting that goal, Sharon. They've got a bit of confidence now, and they know that they've got a good chance here tonight.
Booting it forward is the captain for the NT Yappers, Imogen Briston. She's actually been here since the start. Now it's Garawara. Gives it off. And the ball just goes forward. Jaffa inside, and it's Malboy who's tracking back. She was 2-on-1, outnumbered, and the right back just kicks it out. And happy to see the first corner for the NT Yappers for tonight.
Yeah, there's that experience that we talk about with Sophie. You know, read the play in between two attackers, came in and intervened and cleared the lines, which was great defending.
So Kitsos for the NT Yappers will take the first corner. Garawara at the first front post for the NT Yappers, the goal scorer. Coming in at the back is Henderson. Goalkeeper's out early. Henderson with a header. Garawara with a shot on goal for another opportunity for a second. And pleading for a goal corner, but it's going to be a goal kick. So great defensive work in the end. And Garawara nearly with the second on the board.
Yeah, obviously the keeper came out for that one, missed it. So again, couldn't pounce on it, but almost 2-1. So a bit unlucky there.
Hope you're enjoying this first half action here in Darwin, Northern Territory, top end of Australia. It is the first competitive grassroots football match in Australia. We're trying to do research. We'll go potentially the world. I know it's big, but, you know, for women's football, this is huge. When you have a look at the English Premier League women's competition has been cancelled. So a few of the women's competitions have actually been cancelled. So this is huge for women's football and also any football in Australia, with this match being the first to be played.
Exactly, Sharon. And again, you know, we speak about the country. It's the world, having crowds in, watching the game. You know, it's great, and you know, where else but in Darwin, Northern Territory, great weather. I mean, the pitch looks immaculate, great night for football, and obviously we've got the long weekend coming up too, Shannon. So I know most of these players are probably going to look at going out camping and so forth, but as soon as the game was scheduled, everyone pretty much said we're playing our game this week. So it's good to see numbers here, and as you can see, the crowd's building up tonight as well. So you can see people are excited that football's back, and just looking at the crowd out there tonight, it shows that, you know, it's going to build up, and no doubt with the men's Premier League game on tonight as well, we should be pretty full to that 500 capacity, I reckon.
Yeah, exactly. So 500 only allowed. Social distancing. We've already seen a drinks break here. Myatt from Hellenic is gone out to the left. Puts it in. Good ball in. Header not being able to be controlled there from Martin. And tracking back is Henderson. Not able to clear it properly. Martin, and a little touch from Henderson, sees it over the sideline. So they're still in control here, Hellenic. Ball through. Probably wasn't good enough, wasn't able to clear Jaffa. Great little ball control, only as far as the right back for Hellenic. Malboy's on the ball at the moment, puts it into the middle. Myatt just has a wild shot on goal. She has been busy all night. Rihanna Myatt. Oh, attacking it well and running forward. Still on the charge is forward for Hellenic. Inside the box, captain for the NT Yappers is there in front of her. Chipped over by forward. Header away, and that was dangerous. Heading the wrong way.
Well cleared. I think just cleared her lines there. Hopefully, obviously, it was good. It went over the post, which was great. But, you know, read the danger, got first to the header and cleared it over the line, which is great.
So Desachi there, as you mentioned, John, with a big clearance, allowing now Hellenic for their second corner of the night. 1-1 here at Darwin Football Stadium, and they've been two class goals as well. Morgan Johnston will go down in the record books as the first goal scorer for women's football and men's football returning in Australia. Ball in and shallow, picked off by Archer, not cleared properly. She comes back at Myatt, still going. Now Archer turns her back defensively. Ball over at the back. Hellenic's Martin's just tracking back outside the box now, down on the right. Good little ball through, but even better work from the 14-year-old Luco.
She's been everywhere tonight. She's been very, very good.
And what you want in a sort of forward midfield, she tracks back. She's on the defensive box and she has not given up all night.
Again, very creative going forward and and obviously doesn't forget her defensive duties, which is great. So
Mauboy with the throw in. Jaffa for the NT Yappers on Myatt's tail. Mauboy has it now, right corner. Crosses it in. Not able to be picked up just cleanly yet from the goalkeeper, NT Yappers, and cleared defensively. She'd seen enough, the youngster. And Taylor Kickett, the goalkeeper there, just not able to control it.
Again, great overlapping run from Sophie Mauboy there again, getting on down the right-hand side, getting a great ball in. Very, very good side.
Very, very good athlete as well. Plays Aussie rules up here in the top end. Has played for the NT Thunder, which is our representative side. So the right back, Mauboy, just being vocal to her team as Myatt sets herself, jogs on the spot, left arm up. Long high ball, crosses it in. No one able to control it just yet. Little back heel from the Hellenic side, but it is going to come out to the right. Tracking forward, Luko on the run, the goal scorer, Garawara, can't control it, goes again. A great little bit of footwork there from Garawara, goes out to the right and offside for the NT Yappers. Too eager to get over their half, but Garawara, she's been impressive tonight up forward.
She has been impressive, Shannon, and again, if she just times her run, she'll get on the end of another one, I reckon, tonight. So as long as she keeps in line with that offside, yeah, she's got the pace. And she can finish, we know that.
Strong ball inside the box and coming out off her line. Taylor Kickett for the NT Yappers picks it up. She sends it down the middle of the park. Read well from Kilmartin, the captain for Hellenic. Ball just too much on it for Myatt. So 1-1, that scoreline has been a good reflection of just the quality of football from both sides tonight.
Very, very good game so far. It's been end-to-end.
So 40-minute halves here as well. Not in a hurry to get this goal kick underway. So just under 8 minutes until this first half is over. And hasn't it been an impressive first half? Rachel Henderson clears it out. Myatt for Hellenic. She's had a busy night. Just gets a little toe poke for Martin. Martin tries to come into the middle. She's well defended. Getting back though, Hellenic now. Have it out on the right. Good little ball forward. Great passing there. And it just trickles through to the goalkeeper.
Good little 1-2, good interchange of play there from Hellenic. Trying to create that combination play in that front third.
Good little drag back from Luko. No one going forward. Just keep an eye on Makrylos as well for Hellenic. Was just putting her leg up. Looked like the right groin might have been bothering her. Just a reminder, they've had 4 training sessions. None of them have been under contact since they've been back. Myatt trying to put a ball through the middle of the park. Great defensive work from the NT Yappers captain, Briston. Cleared it, but only as far. Near shot on goal. She was too far out to have any real penetration. Jaffa not able to get onto the ball. Goes again. Myatt has had a busy night too. And Henderson's happy just to clear it.
She's been good, Henderson in the back line today. She's marshalling, sitting there in front of her back four as well. Sitting in that holding midfield position. She's been really, really good.
Nice moment there. Mauboy just checking on Luko. They've had a great battle. The right back and the left forward. Henderson throws it in. Looking for a sister. Just not able to control it. Ball up in the air. Martin gets a touch. Rachel Henderson has the ball for the NT Yappers. And Mauboy sees it over the line. So as we said, we've got sisters on both sides playing. We've got 14-year-olds, we've got teachers, we've got physios, we've got mums, and this is the Women's Darwin Premier League. Jaffa, huge ball into the box. I say huge, it went further up in the air than it did long. Archer's just dispossessed. Meyer puts it forward, giving it some area for Chokolakos. Good goalkeeping, but Myatt has it. Is she able to control it? No. Still going forward. Myatt with Henderson. Henderson falls over. Myatt with a shot on goal. And a great individual run there from Myatt. Didn't give up. And she's put it into the left bottom corner. And Myatt for Hellenic has put them in front with only a couple of minutes to go until the halftime break.
Yeah, burst through the middle there. Persisted with it. Got through, and then great finish down to the right-hand corner.
So they'll be disappointed with that with the NT Yappers with added time on. That's going to hurt. They're now 1 goal down. They've been playing so well, but Myatt, she's had a busy night, as we've said. And that was a great individual run.
Great individual run. Steve won't be happy with that. Obviously, you know, conceding a goal so late in the half. Now he's got to regroup and get the girls going for the next half. Always tough, that one, when you come into the sheds, you know, you're 1-1, and then you come into the sheds and it's 2-1. And you just cop one, and, you know, it's just that lapse of concentration too.
Isn't it? It's football and cricket. You've got to be there for the first ball or first kick, and always the last as well. As we've just seen here late in the first half, and Hellenic have gone forward 2-1. Myatt with that individual run. Johnston got the first goal for the match and for Hellenic, and the lady with the ball at her feet now, Garawara, tracking back for the NT Yappers, is their only goal scorer.
She looks menacing, Sharon, up front. Every time that ball goes forward, she creates something out of nothing. So
Mauboy, experience. Taken by Luco. Oh, nice bit of work from Luco, but she's dealt with harshly there from Mikhailos. Ball inside the box again. Garawara with the goalkeeper, and there's going to be too much of an infringement there from Garawara. But she has been playing well. Price, hasn't she, the goalkeeper for Hellenic, coming off her line early?
That's right. She stood tall, and obviously it was 50-50 there, so she had to go in, and she did, and obviously got the free kick for her as well. So great courage as well.
Price, booming left foot down the middle of the park. Jaffa picks it up for NT Thunder. Kick forward by Mikhailos. Tracking back is Archer. Archer. Deep in the pocket. Happy to see it over the line.
Well done there. Didn't want to concede a corner, and play it to her advantage, and, you know, play it out for a throw-in.
Chalakos there for Hellenic. Just tracking back with her and made her work hard to get that honest ball cleared. Myatt, the goalkeeper, the goal scorer, sorry, for Hellenic. That put them in front late in this first half. Just slowed the pace here. They know the whistle's not too far away in this opening match across Australia for grassroots competitive football, and the honour has gone to the Hellenic athletic side, the reigning premiers taking on the NT Yappers, and they are the first ever Australian team that's in a women's competition as an Indigenous side as well.
Exciting times.
So the ball down. Lolius is down on the right, and she had... I thought she'd been a bit offside, but they let her go.
Just in time
they let her go for a bit.
Just in time her run. And again, there's a lot of pace in that Yappers forward line. Just got to time those runs.
So that goal to Garawara is their first ever as well in their competition. They played in round 1, lost to Casuarina FC, weren't able to score a match. So Garawara will make history as well as the first ever goal scorer for NT Yappers in the Women's Premier League for Darwin.
It's a night of history, Shan.
Night
of history.
A lot of firsts. It's magnificent to be here in Darwin as well, and we know the importance of it. Both Territorians here calling all the action. John Tambouris is Football NT Technical Director. 18 years he played professionally, and the only Territorian to play Australia, Europe and Asia, but he played in the A-League, UEFA Champions League and Europa League. Now, when I say that, John, how long ago was that?
I was only yesterday, Shane. Going back now, it's been 10 years since I've retired. So, but again, you mentioned a few places that I travelled. I think the best thing about that was, the people you meet along the way, the friends you make, the different cultures you live. I travelled with my wife and...
Just a bit of concern down here in the park.
Yeah, it looks like someone's gone down.
It's like Jaffa. Bit of concern in the middle of the park for the NT Yappers. Plays continuing. Gurrawara's now gone down. She's holding her right ankle. So 2 players down for the NT Yappers. Whistle has just gone here. And we're expecting the whistle for the final half-time break to go. But a bit of concern here down on the park for the NT Yappers for both players. So Gurrawara, the goal scorer for the NT Yappers, has a right ankle, and rightly so. The referee is calling. It's only a couple of seconds, I understand, and that is the half-time whistle. And not too great news here. The goal scorer, NT Yappers, Gurrawara, is down on the ground with her right ankle and being assisted off the ground.
Yeah, it's not good news. Hopefully, they can go into the dressing room, get a bit of treatment on that, Sharon. But from here, it doesn't look good on both players. One's holding her knee, the other one's holding her ankle. So hopefully it's not too serious. The physio will assess it. And hopefully we see them in the second half because they have been very, very good for their team today. Steve
Lolius there, the coach of the NT Yappers, looking very concerned. In the background, it's his goal scorer on the ground, and that is the French. She's played under 17 and under 19s for the French national team, and not a sight you want to see in any sporting code. Unfortunately, the stretcher has come out for Jaffa. She's had an outstanding first half, and this is not a good sight here for the NT Yappers midfielder.
Fingers crossed, Sharon. Hopefully it's not too serious because, as I said before, these 2 players have been very pivotal in their team and the way they're playing. So.
All right, well, that's halftime action, and we're going to take a little break. We'll head back to Bruce Stalder, but this is 2-1 to Hellenic Athletic, 2-1 in this historic match, the first competitive match in Australia, and it is the Women's Premier League right here in Darwin. At halftime, it's Hellenic 2, leading the NT Yappers 1.
Sorry? Yeah. This is the World Game. It's Friday night here in Darwin in the Northern Territory. It's 2-1 up in our very first game anywhere in the country. I'm so proud and pleased that it's the NT Yappers featuring here tonight against the Hellenic women. I've got 2 of the Yapa players here, the Henderson girls, their sisters. I've got Rachel and Tani. Rachel, how was that first back, 12 weeks?
Oh, it was pretty hard when you first getting into it, but when we started playing, we were right, yeah.
Tani, how are you finding it?
Oh, it's exhausting. It's really hard work, yeah.
And from your point of view, Tani, you're playing at the back, which is a bit different for you. I've really liked what you've done. You've really kept that left-hand side of the defence strong.
Yeah, it's hard work, but yeah, still keeping up with it. Yeah.
Good to play with your sister?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's hard, but it's always fun playing with her, and as she's learning to continue to play, it's good.
Proud to wear these new jerseys?
Oh, absolutely. Look at them. They're awesome.
Awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool. I like it.
Well, Mum and Dad's up there. I know how proud they are. Okay, they're sitting up there enjoying every minute of it, listening to the commentary and watching the game. Have half time, go and get some drinks. We'll see you back for the second half. I know you guys will bring it home.
Yep, thanks, Bruce.
Take care. This is half time here and the World Game. My name is Bruce Stalder, filling in for Craig Foster. Craig's got an eye infection. He's out. for the night, which is really sad for us. Craig, if you're listening, thank you for your support, mate. Your unending support for us and our Indigenous program. We really respect you for that. Thank you so much. To the World Game and the SBS digital channels, thank you. To Football Federation Australia for getting us onto their digital channels, and of course Football Northern Territory here as well. We'll just have a very short break, go to a holding graphic, play a bit of music, and we'll be back with our halftime show. We're going to wing it as we have all night. We'll keep winging it. Thank you. In for the irreplaceable Craig Foster from the World Game. And again, a shout out to you, Craig. Get better, mate. Well, we miss you, and we look forward to working with you again. I've got John Tambouris.
And it is going to be a chip over the goalkeeper, and Hellenic through Morgan. The goalkeeper from Hellenic, but it's the NT Yappers going forward. Still going forward. Garawara has it inside the box. Garawara with a shot on goal, and in the left corner, Garawara for the NT Yappers has evened it up here at Darwin Football Stadium with a beautiful... Is he able to control it? No. Still going forward. Myatt with Henderson. Henderson falls over. Myatt with a shot on goal. And a great individual.
This is the World Game. We're here in Darwin in the Northern Territory. Fabulous place. We've had a full moon sitting in, big fat full moon in here behind us, and the most brilliant sunset before on the other pitch on the other side here. It is a special night for football. We've had the right weather conditions, and we've had a fantastic game to open up football back in Australia. Very first game in Australia, John. We can gloat. And the girls have put on a really good show. This featured the NT Yapas, our Indigenous Women's Premier League side, and the current champions and premiers, Hellenic athletic women. I thought it was fantastic. No contact, 12 weeks without play. Back in, only had a week and a half of training. What do you think?
Didn't look like they had, any time off, to be honest. It was end to end, and again, exciting. There was goals in it. There was tackles in it. And again, obviously Steve would be a little bit upset in terms of going into the break 2-1 down. I think as when the Yapas scored, I think their confidence grew and they got more and more into the game. But again, Hellenic have got those experienced players that can just turn that game on its head whenever they get the opportunities.
Yeah, that goal scorer, she is a really dominant force in that front. If she gets a break and she gets a bit of space, you really do have to double up on her.
She's very, very good. Again, you saw in terms of that quick change of pace that she burst through the middle and then she was resilient. She rode a tackle and then she got through and then shrugged off a couple of defenders and then got that final shot in, which was low and hard into that right hand corner. So if she's in that box, she's going to finish. So I think Steve's message will be to tighten up that defence because they're going to create chances in the second half as well.
And knowing Steve, that message will be really clear and direct. And loud.
Exactly.
My name is Bruce Stalder. I'm filling in for Craig Foster. Foz has a eye infection, can't be here. Thank you, Foz, for all your help and support for our Indigenous program. We're on the World Game. It's Friday night here on the SBS digital channels. We're on FFA's digital channels. I have John Tambouris beside me, ex-A-League player, our current technical director. And John, as I pass over the hand sanitizer, you can actually sanitise again during COVID. We have a gentleman who's joined us here on the right of our, let's call it our wing it broadcast position. And that's Tony Judd. Tony, welcome, mate. You're the coach and athlete development manager for the Northern Territory Institute of Sport. We've got a partnership with you, which we're very proud of, mate. We're having a great effect out there in the community. Just want to welcome and thank you for coming along tonight. Your support is always welcome.
It's an absolute pleasure, Bruce. I'm absolutely staggered at the site when I came in here tonight. It's great to see sport back on the Territory. It's great to see football back on in the Territory. But without doubt, just watching that last bit of that first half, the intensity was fantastic, so I hope people around the world are enjoying this.
And that's it. It is around the world, mate. First in Australia, first in Asia, and the very first game of football in the world that has a crowd. So we're really excited. We're saying we're gloating. If you know anyone, mate, south of here, text them, let them know. They're second. Tony, we talked a little bit about there, Steve, the coach then, and in a lot of ways there was this phrase going around, the coach whisperer, in a lot of sports. Now, you've coached at a lot of levels. You've coached at the international level. You've had a lot of time overseas, and your actual expertise is in cricket. But you've broadened that to be an expert in coaching, and that's really why our partnership works so well. What is it about coaching and what you're trying to do with that development program? Is that like, to have a better coach, is the conclusion to that sort of sentence be we'll get better players straight away?
Yeah. Look, the beneficiaries of good coaching are the athletes. What we know is that kids drop out more often than not from any sport because of the experience they have when they turn up to a club or to an association, or they turn up with a coach that doesn't actively support their development. Coaching now is very much athlete-centred, and that's the relationship. And you talk about our partnership. We have scholarship coaches working with us through government, through the Institute, from football. We have officials working with us through the Institute, and the message is clear. It's the experience of the participant that we're trying to develop, and by doing that, we create better coaches. Most importantly, we look at then keeping these kids and our officials and our coaches in the game. Can't tell you how thrilled since I've come to the Territory to see the relationship that government has with sport, and to certainly see what the Institute is now doing, focusing heavily on investing on the coaches so that the experience our athletes get is world class.
And it's so true. I mean, if you have a great coach, you stay in the game for life, and then that's the reality. You can play the game right through. You can play, walking football now in your 70s and 80s. So that first coach, that coach that changes your approach to football or any sport, is really important. So how do you capture, I guess, the essence of that first coach, and then the one who's a bit more experienced and guides you more directly about your sport?
Yeah, it's just that though. But I think you've got to remember, for kids and for young players, they're not necessarily caring how much you know about the sport. They really care about how much you care. And it's their ability to come off the ground, feeling great about that they're improving, getting better, going to training every week because I can't wait. A coach becomes one of the most significant others in a kid's life, either for that year, several years, and it progresses. And all coaches are only ever one little part of someone's journey to the top or journey just to stay in sport for life.
Fantastic. And listen, one thing I want to ask you before we have to get off the pitch, before we hit by footballs, is you've coached little ones, mini-roos, or in other games, Milo cricketers, I suppose they call them,
Yep.
and you've also coached senior players and you've coached at the international level. Is there a commonality between the grassroots coach and the experience?
There's definitely one single thing that goes all the way through. If it's not fun and it's not enjoyable and you don't get that sense of improvement, you're not going to keep kids in your sport. That's really critical. And can I just say quickly on our officials, what a relationship we enjoy with football, NT. With that, we've got 3 officials here tonight, 2 that have gone through our high performance program. We've got Jacinta Misop, who's officiating tonight in our 2020 high performance officiating program. Everywhere I look, there's institute influence. Most importantly, it's so good to be here with football and to see the rewards of government investment and football effort working so closely together.
Yeah, and we've had to too, Tony, because we had the COVID-19 situation. None of us have been in that. None of us have come out of it. So, that phrase, we're all in it together, has been proven. And I think the work that you guys have been doing with John and his coaches in our development program is essential. And, to your point there, that if it's not fun, you don't stay.
Correct. And look, talk about the COVID things and the challenges of facing everyone. Sports are being challenged more than ever. And, during that time too, government support for sport remained constant, which I'm really thrilled about. I'm very proud of that. I think that's been a great thing, and let's long may it continue.
Absolutely. Tony, thank you for your time tonight. I appreciate you coming down. I hope you're going to enjoy the rest of this half and then, of course, hang around for the Men's Premier League game afterwards. So really we welcome you here, and it's really good to have you here, mate.
Thanks so much for having me. Great to see you too, John.
Yeah, well, that's occasional. This is the World Game. We're here Friday night in Darwin, NT. This is the first game to be played anywhere in Australia, and we're so excited about that. We're excited that it's a women's game, and it features a 2-1 scoreline at the moment. Hellenic women are up over our NT Yappers. And we're here in a post-COVID world. We're at stage 3 here in the NT, the safest place in the country. We want to thank the government. We want to thank our frontline health officials for their work. And we want to thank the people of NT for doing the right thing to get us to be the safest place in Australia. And this has given us this great opportunity. So we will gloat, but we'll also be very humble about the fact that we are here tonight. Don't forget, later on we'll have the Men's Premier League. It'll feature last year's grand finalists, Mindel Aces, and they'll take on Hellenic Athletic, who's a 63-year club history here in Darwin, and that'll be a fantastic game. And the last thing I want to say is that, we've had 12 weeks away from football. We are so excited to be back. But the best thing I've seen here tonight is to see the kids back in here, identifying with role models, wanting to be like that player who just scored the goal, celebrating Marcia, proud Indigenous woman, her goal to make it 1-1, and to see the girls and the women here put on such a show after such a time away from the game. It's been extraordinary times, but we've just seen an extraordinary first half. Really have. So congratulations to all involved. John, you got to run across the pitch again. Thank goodness you're fit. Thank goodness you got an extra small T-shirt on. Thank you very much. It's great to be here. This is the World Game. We now cross over to Shannon Byrne, our excellent commentator. Thank you to the ABC Grandstand for giving us access to Shannon. Enjoy the rest of your half. We'll be back at the end of the next half before we move into the Men's Premier League. This is Darwin, NT. First game of football in Australia, and we're happy.
To be a chip over the goalkeeper, and Hellenic through more. Busy tonight, looks up, tries to put it forward. They're onside. Hellenic haven't gone with them. The players here are onside, and it's a shot on goal, and that was outside the box. The goalkeeper from Hellenic, but it's the NT Yappers going forward. Still going forward. Garawara has it inside the box. Garawara with a shot on goal, and in the left corner, Garawara for the NT Yappers has evened it up here at Darwin Football Stadium with a beautiful... Gives it off, and the ball just goes forward. Jaffa inside, and it's Malboy who's tracking back. Front post for the NT Yappers, the goal scorer. Coming in at the back is Henderson. Goalkeeper's out early. Henderson with a header. Garawara with a shot on goal for another. Is she able to control it? No. Still going forward. Myatt with Henderson. Henderson falls over. Myatt with a shot on goal. And a great... And it is going to be a chip over the goalkeeper, and Hellenic through more. Busy tonight, looks up, Tries to put it forward. They're onside. Hellenic haven't gone with them. The players here are onside, and it's a shot on goal, and that was outside the box. The goalkeeper from Hellenic, but it's the NT Yappers going forward. Still going forward. Garawara has it inside the box. Garawara with a shot on goal, and in the left corner, Garawara for the NT Yappers has evened it up here at Darwin Football Stadium with a beautiful... Gives it off, and the ball just goes forward. Jaffa inside, and it's Malboy who's tracking back. Front post for the NT Yappers, the goal scorer. Coming in at the back is Henderson. Goalkeeper's out early. Henderson with a header. Garawara with a shot on goal for another opportunity for... And a couple of changes here as Hellenic Athletic make their way back out onto the field. And John Tambouris, we've got two sisters now playing. Joanna Macrilos has just come onto the pinch as the cherry picker goes up here. We take our vantage point and play is underway. Second half of this historic match in Australia. It is the first competitive grassroots football match, and it comes down to this Women's Premier League game. It's game 2 of the season 2020. They both had a game first. And a through ball there from the NT Yappers coming out nicely. She's been doing really well all night, John, off her line Price.
Yeah, she's been very, very good. Again, in terms of speaking to a couple of the coaches at half time, Hellenic's message was basically, let's keep that defence tight. The Yappers, speaking to Steve, he wants them to believe, Shan. He wants them to believe that they're in this game, and one goal will turn this whole game on its head. So, very, very interesting points by both coaches.
And the best news out of all of that halftime break, NT Yappers midfielder Jaffa, she's had a brilliant first half. She actually exited the game at halftime on a stretcher. She's back up, she's out there, and that's great news. She's been cleared as Garawara, the goal scorer for the NT Yappers, is up front, but too many numbers around her, and Hellenic have it now in the middle of the park. And that was the player we were talking about, Jaffa. After going down, going forward, loses control of the ball. Now trying to get it back for the NT Yappers. Oh, was a bit tentative there, John, when she did that slide tackle. So she's not 100% out there. You can just see her gait just shuffling along, but it's good to see that she's out there. She's been vital in the midfield first half.
Exactly. Again, she went down just before the half, and it did look pretty worrying when she went down grabbing her knee. But again, physios had a good look at her, assessed her, and she's back in the second half, and she looks really, really good in the middle of the park.
Good work from Tani Henderson. The right back has been busy all night, picked up straight away where she left off from that first half. A few smiles around between her and Lisa Macrilos. Ball forward, Jaffa not able to control that, and it's going to be a throw in to Hellenic Athletica. They're the reigning premiers of the Women's Premier League. Good ball down, looking for Myatt. She's a goal scorer for Hellenic in that first half. Her goal came, brilliant individual run from halfway, and it was the 34th minute that saw Hellenic go ahead.
Myatt was a standout last year, Shannon. Watching her last year, she did really stand out. Scored a lot of goals last year. So any opportunity she gets in the box, she will be finishing. So it's a good cross in.
Good ball in. Well. Not able to clear it at the moment. Very brave for the goalkeeper diving on it, and the ball is outside the box. Not just cleared just yet. Still with Hellenic down in the left corner, trying to come back in. Henderson dispossessed. And it hits the side net, not able to do it. But again, good ball in. Doesn't look too comfortable under it at the moment. The NT Yappers goal kicker, Taylor Kickett. And it might be something that Hellenic want to do, because in the air, the ball in the box is causing all sorts of trouble for the NT Yappers goalkeeper.
It is. Aerially, they're struggling quite a bit. So hopefully Steve can get on top of that and they win those aerial duels.
Desachi with the goal kick. Hellenic able to control it. Now it's Henderson who has it. That's Rachel Henderson. She's dispossessed. Rachel Henderson pushing hard, and she's forced that throw in. Good work there from the NT Yappers. Just lets her sister pick up the ball.
It's great to see, isn't it? Two sisters playing the world game.
And
how good is that?
Another pair of sisters, the McCreelos. Myatt, top goal scorer for 2019 in the Women's Premier League, puts it inside the box, just too much on it, and easily picked up there from Taylor Kickett. Oh, miskicks that, coming out straight back to Myatt. She's got her off the goal line if she wants to put it back in, and she has just missed that by centimetres to the right post. Great vision there. The one player on the field you probably didn't want that miskick to go to.
Exactly. And again,
she's got her off the goal line.
Saw the opportunity, saw the goalkeeper off her line, and very, very unlucky not to score there. But great improvisation there. Great improvisation.
Clearing kicks, you'd want to keep them away from right down the middle of the park, because Myatt is having a great game at the moment. NT Yappers in control, coming into the middle of the park. Hellenic closing down quickly on Archer. She spent too much time with the ball, wasn't able to look up. Now it's Hellenic inside, putting a ball through, and it just had too much of it. Trickles into the goalkeeper's hands. And Joanna McCreelos has just come on, and she's already making an impact. She's got the ball at the moment. Gurrawara hassling her. She goes out to the right. Miss kick, but Myatt trying to pick it up. Can she? Two players tangled, and it's Tani Henderson that clears it out to the right. She's been busy, Johnston, so much so that she was the first goal scorer and will be the first goal scorer in competitive football back in Australia. So Johnston got the first goal of the night in the 16th minute. It was an equaliser from the NT Yappers through Gurrawara in the 19th minute. And then Rihanna Myatt from Hellenic have put them in front in the 34th minute of this match. So 2-1, and it has been a very compelling one as Myatt, the goal scorer, has a shot from outside the box, and the rocket has gone absolutely straight through the hands of Taylor Kickett. We were just mentioning she was a goal scorer in the first half. Brilliant individual run. Well, that is a brilliant individual kick outside the box, and it is 3-1 to Hellenic here at Darwin Football Stadium.
Well, we did speak about her, Shannon. We did. Great strike on her. She was prolific last year. Top goal scorer in the women's Premier League, and she's picking up where she left off last year. So she's bagged two tonight, and Yapa should hopefully tighten that defence.
So a quick goal in the second half, and the Hellenic Athletic side through Myatt has been outstanding. 2 goals to her name tonight. She's on the ball. Good little dribble. Can't get past Jaffa. Jaffa has been great too. She gets a through ball. Jaffa, the French international, played for the under-17s and 19 for the France side. It's not able just to gather that. And Lisa McCreelos, happy to play it back, doesn't even look down.
Good little combination play there by the two sisters there. Lisa McCreelos there.
Good, tough work there. And that's the captain for the NT Yappers, just kicks it over the sideline. Briston's been strong at the back. Good little tussle between her. Good manning up too from the NT Yappers. Throw in from the substitute. Wyatt able to control it, just a big up and under, and that was a wasteful kick. She'll expect more from that, the goal scorer. She's got 2 to her name so far, John.
That's right, Shannon, and her confidence is growing more and more. Obviously, she's gotten those 2 goals tonight, and any opportunity she gets now, and she can see the goal, she's going to have a crack. So she's proven she's a goal scorer. Just needs to be marked now, that's all.
Good crowd on hand here in the Territory. Stage 3 of COVID-19 restrictions lifted today, so we are the first place in Australia as well. Oh goodness, I've used first so many times, but the first time crowds are allowed. It's capped at 500, and they have seen a great football match so far. And it's the youngster trying to bring it back inside. Good footwork, putting it inside the box, and it just too far out. Easy for the goalkeeper, Price. And she is quickly to release down the middle of the park. So it's capped at 500, the crowd tonight. Jaffa sees the goalkeeper, Price, trying to do it. We saw it the other end, didn't we?
Yeah, very clever there. Saw the goalkeeper off her line and decided to have a crack. Obviously just didn't have the distance on it, that's all.
Henderson to Henderson, the two sisters linking up there. Just had too much on it for Tani. Myatt kicks it forward. Trying to release the player, but Archer's quick to get back. Probably should have given it back to the goalkeeper. And it is Hellenic again, not able to control that. As we see a substitution for the NT Yappers. So coming off is Lolius, and coming on for the NT Yappers, Jenna Moschini.
Yeah, Jenna's a bit of a live wire as well, quite pacey, so she'll give everything she's got.
From the Tennant Creek area, 11th season in football as well, so knows the game well. Ball played back in. Oh, under pressure here. Hellenic looking for another goal. A crossbar has saved NT Yappers. And the goalkeeper there, not able to clear it properly. They're not out of danger just yet. And a fumble sees the NT Yappers with a throw in. But again, good work from Hellenic. That was Kilmartin, who, I think the crossbar is still rattling, John.
That's right. Just seems like the Yappers have come out a bit tired in the second half. They haven't really got going yet, so you can see all the momentums with Hellenic at the moment.
Henderson dispossessed, not happy with the treatment she received in the process from the goal scorer Johnston. Johnston was the first goal scorer of tonight's match as well, scoring in the 16th minute. And you're right, Hellenic just seemed like they're a little more switched on and raring to go. We extended that lead. They led it 2-1 at half-time. Early goal in the second half to Myatt. She now has 2 for the game. And the top goal scorer, seems like every time you mention her name, the ball drops at her foot. Kilmartin picks it up, trying to find a player through. And the NT Yappers not out of danger just yet. Players, miscommunication there, trying to curl it around and bring it inside the box, but not able to, was Lisa Macrilos.
Shannon, that Myatt has been dropped. She's dropped into that centre of the park now. So she's pulling all the strings in midfield at the moment. So you see a lot of the forward plays coming from her.
Hope you're enjoying the action. Shannon Byrne here in commentary, joined by John Tambouris. Myatt just got a knee forward and picked up there from the goalkeeper, Taylor Kickett. Had to be quick off her line. Two Hellenic players were happy to pounce on that. She goes down the middle. All the numbers with NT Yappers at the moment. Good through ball from Henderson, though. Getting on it and getting on it quickly. It's the goalkeeper, Price. She's lucky that didn't get a deflection from Luco. Cries of handball from Jaffa and majority of the crowd here at Darwin Football Stadium. But Luco out forward for the NT Yappers, only 14 years of age. She's doing a marvellous job for the NT Yappers. As I say, John too, the goalkeeper for Hellenic's doing a marvellous job as well, reading it.
She's quick off her line, Shannon. She looks really, really comfortable behind the sticks there.
I think the difference too is that you just saw there Hellenic comfortable with her and confident in that they're playing it back, whereas the NT Yappers just not, if they're tracking back, don't want to give it back to their goalkeeper Taylor Kickett. So
exactly.
A little bit there.
Yeah, Hellenic have got their tails up, and again, it would have helped with that second goal. So, sorry, that third goal. So, you know, looking at both teams at the moment, it looks like Hellenic are trying to, you know, get one more and put it to bed, and I think the Yappers are being very, very resilient. The Yappers get one, they're back in it, and I think Hellenic know that, so...
Garawara with some good passing, got it off to Luko. She went down the left wing. Luko wasn't able to give it back to Garawara. Garawara's the first goal scorer for the NT Yappers. They played back in round 1 2 months ago, but she wasn't able... No, they didn't even get a goal. So Garawara is actually coming off. So a huge cheer here for Garawara, the goal scorer for the NT Yappers in the 19th minute. And Garawara has taken the substitute vest. She's going to sit down.
She's had a great night, Shannon, tonight. Very, very good night. Scored a goal. Bit unlucky, she could have had a couple more.
And I'm just being told that there's a change out there as well. Number 16 is actually forward. So Price is not out there in the goalkeeper jersey anymore. Price has got number 16 on her back.
Gemma Martin.
Is in goals.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of changes here. So Martin is in goals. Or is it forward? So forward is in goals and Price is not. So, gosh, forward's taken off where Price is. And look at that confidence there. Just plays it back to forward.
She looks comfortable on the ball, Shannon. She looks very, very comfortable.
Both left footers as well. It's in the middle now for Hellenic. Martin has it. Puts a through ball. And kicked off and cleared by Taylor Kickett.
Well read there by the goalkeeper. Saw the through ball, stayed high off the line, came out and cleared it. Well done.
Patience with the ball at the moment. Oh, not able to control it there. NT Yappers, though, all the numbers with Hellenic. Just trying to get around on the ball. Substitute Joanna Makrilos. Makrilos gives it off to Marquette. She's been busy all night. Henderson of the NT Yappers just puts too much on it. Forward comes out. Clever goalkeeping, clears the line.
Yeah, great ball there by Rachel Henderson, and keeper there, off her line, read it, came and cleared the lines.
And good understanding there then from Henderson and Kitsos. Kitsos was onside and she was off, but it just had a bit too much on it. And Jaffa not able to control it for the NT Yappers, and great to see her back out. Ended the second half as the whistle was just about to go on the stretcher. Looked like she had just injured herself, but great news, she's up and about. Myatt not able just to keep that in, hugging the left touchline. Certainly slowed down in this second half, but spare a thought for these players. They have not trained since the FFA suspension. That was back on March the 18th. All football across Australia ceased, and these two teams have been back for less than 2 weeks. They've had 4 trainings. They've now allowed no contact. Contact was only allowed in sport in the Northern Territory today. And we are seeing fabulous round 2 action in the Women's Premier League. Long ball down. Forward, didn't know whether to go for it or not. Luko, the young goalkeeper, gets a touch to it. Forward was way out of position, and the youngster did extremely well from the NT Yappers, but defensively, great work from Hellenic, and Maria Bilius saving the day there for Hellenic.
Yeah, she hesitated there, the goalkeeper. It's that split-second hesitation, almost cost them.
Still under pressure, Hellenic. Henderson dispossessed from Wyatt, brought down by Myatt, Hellenic, not able to clear it. Just kicking it forward at the moment. Good work from Archer for the NT Yappers. Jaffa, feet taken out from under her. Referee Claire Matthews says play on. And the captain for the NT Yappers is able to clear it. Briston has been in the NT Yappers first inception. Infringement going against the NT Yappers. I think part of that was from frustration from Fewings.
Yeah, you can see they're starting to get a little bit frustrated, the Yappers. They're still in this game.
Claire Matthews is just going to go and set the wall here. Jaffa just been told to take a step back. And the history of the NT Yappers, they're the first Indigenous women's team to play in a women's Premier League comp in Australia. They were semi-finalists at the Australian Indigenous Football Championships in Queensland. Hellenic. Free kick going up, and Taylor Kickett on the second grabs it. And Myatt here is just going to have a little word spoken to her. And Taylor Kickett just checking on that she's okay.
We spoke about those aerial duels, Shannon, you know. Keepers, both keepers tonight have come out and tried to collect and, you know, haven't collected. So something to work on, I guess, on the training pitch for the next couple of weeks.
So free kick in the end for the infringement, but Taylor Kickett able to get it on the second grab. Gets it down to Jaffa. Great footwork, but she's dispossessed defensively for Hellenic. Ball inside the 18-yard box. Fewings looks to clear it. She's able to. Still in there attacking third. Hellenic have been pushing all of this second half. Have the patience and the time. Morgan Johnston, the goal scorer, first one of the night for both teams, puts it into the middle. Jaffa with a sliding tackle, gets it off. Hellenic, though, come back up with it. Marquette has been busy, goes down the right. Sophia Mauboy gets around easily, a sliding defender, puts it inside the box. Nobird's able to collect it, an up and under from Lisa. Another shot on goal, and it just goes over the crossbar. Not able to clear it at the moment, but that was good effort there from Lisa Makrilos.
Yeah, great effort there. And again, Sophie Mauboy showing that experience down the right-hand side, getting on that overlapping run and getting a great cross in.
So a drinks break again. Players are a bit unsure about what's happening, just standing around. And the drinks breaks are introduced. It's a new one. Playing 40 minutes of football here at Darwin Football Stadium. So our second drinks break, we had one at the first half, both teams going off. So it'll be a good time for Steve Lolius, the coach of the NT Yappers, just to regroup. Hellenic have come out very fast, very committed in this second half. They lead 3-1 after another brilliant goal from Myatt, her second of the night, and he'll want to just regroup, regather, and let them probably work out what to do, because Hellenic have just come in a wave, haven't they?
Exactly, Janet. And again, it's that experience. You know, you got players that have played in last year's championship team. They've been there before. They've done it before, so they know what it takes to see games through and so forth. So, you know, Steve's message, you know, will be clear. You know, let's not give up. They're still in this, and you know, they get one goal back here. They could go on and win this game. So, look, it's anyone's game. But just the way it's going, you can see Hellenic have gone into that third and fourth gear, and hopefully we get a response from the Yappers in the next half.
So they'll have to respond soon because it is 3-1 and it is 20 minutes left of football if the NT Yappers are going to need 2 goals to even things up here at Darwin Football Stadium, or 3 if they're going to snatch this. But Hellenic Athletica, the reigning Women's Premier League champions, started strongly in this second half. A bit more on the NT Yappers as well. As I was saying, the first Indigenous women's team to play in a Premier League comp in Australia. They were semi-finalists at the Australian Indigenous Football Championship, so they came 3rd in Queensland recently. First were a representative team back in 2016, and they were known as the NT Buffaloes then. They also made the semis back in 2016 at the Australian Indigenous Carnival. And the current captain, Imogen Briston, who's their centre back, is one of the founding members of this team as well. And the NT Yappers have been to 2016, 2017, 2018 and 2019 National Indigenous Championships. They've also played here in Darwin in the Arafura Games, where they placed 4th. Last year they played in a celebration NAIDOC match, and then this year, very special that they have been included in the Women's Premier League under the banner of the NT Yappers, their Indigenous side. So this is their 2nd ever match, but their 1st ever meeting against Hellenic Athletica. And we must say that Hellenic Athletica in round 1, we're going back a couple of months ago, they had a 10-0 win in their opening match against Casuarina Football Club. The Yappers, they had a 2-0 loss in their opening match here. And so that goal with Garawara next to it is the 1st ever goal for the NT Yappers in the Women's Premier League, and hopefully a very long and rich history to be made, and it all started here tonight with that 1st ever goal for Garawara for her team.
Exactly, Shannon, and again, it's early days, you know. It's a new team. They're in a new competition. They'll find their feet, and there's plenty of talent. Steve Lawler's got a lot of talent in that group, and you know, a lot of young girls as well, which is great to see. So you know, give them this year and give them next year. They'll be up there, you know, going for the title next year. Maybe even this year. The way they're playing, it's only round 1. Still a lot of rounds to go.
She's been busy in the middle of the park, Jaffa, both times. Just going forward, has too much on the ball. Forward is out for the goalkeeping duties in this second half. Ball in for Hellenic. Now the opportunity. Inside the 18-yard box, they go out to Myatt. She scored 2 goals tonight.
Yeah, I think she wants to get that hat-trick, Shannon.
Sure her side wants her to as well. She's just getting the ball back. She was a top goal scorer for last season in their championship year. They've won 2 out of the last 3 championships in the Women's Darwin Premier League. The Hellenic Athletica started well with a 10-0 drubbing of Casuarina, but the NT Yappers really took it to them in the first half.
There's those opportunities for the Yappers as well when they transition from defence to attack. There's that opportunity where they get numbers forward. Just that final ball's letting them down. You can see they've got a quick transition. They've got some very quick players up front with the likes of Kitsos and Jaffa. So if that ball comes to them and that distribution's right, they could well and truly get a goal there.
Foul from behind. And Rachel Henderson there infringing. Myatt just slow to her feet. Shani Henderson. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, you could see Steve giving those instructions on the sideline there. I think everyone heard him down everywhere, to be honest.
Myatt here. And that has gone way over the goals, didn't even threaten him. And she'll be disappointed with that, a waste of a free kick there. But she's already scored 2 tonight. 3-1, the reigning premiers leading the new team on the block for Darwin Women's Premier League. 2nd match ever in the Darwin Women's Premier League, the NT Yappers. And they've got roughly 16 minutes to try and get 2 goals if they're going to try and even muster a draw here. Picked off by Makrilos. Myatt pokes it forward inside the 18-yard box. They're happy to play it around. Myatt trying to chip it back over. She's been busy. Ball drops back to her feet. Shot on goal as she was going to the right, diving, and it's hit the goalpost and dribbled in. She's got the hat trick that John Tambura said she wanted, and that is very unlucky for the NT Yappers. She was falling to her right, just put it towards the goal, hit the inside of the bar, and that is dribbled across the line for Hellenic Athletica's 4th goal of the night.
Yeah, again, the combination play before she scored was outstanding. You could see it was played in, good combination between the 9 and herself, and then, gets that opportunity just outside the box. It's not afraid to have a shot, and as you can see, she scored 3 tonight, and she's looked dangerous all night, Shannon.
So team was happy because they now have a 3-goal lead, and there is 15 minutes to go in this match. It's round 2, Women's Darwin Premier League. Hellenic Athletica with a 3-goal advantage at the moment. 4-1 at Darwin Football Stadium. First goal came in the 16th minute. Morgan Johnston was the first goal scorer of the match. Gurrawara for the NT Yappers evened things up 3 minutes later in the 19th minute, and it was 1-1, but it has now been all Myatt in this football match, and just getting over the ball, not able to pick it up cleanly, and that is real heart-in-your-mouth stuff from Taylor Kickett. But Myatt scored a goal in the 34th minute, 42nd, and now has picked up the hat-trick. Is she done with just yet? She was calling for it in the middle of the park. They decide to go out to the right. They put it back to her. She puts a shot on goal. And Taylor Kickett was just happy to see it sail past, but that wasn't far from the right post.
No, it wasn't, Shannon. And it's just getting that little pocket of space just in that front third. And, she gets that space. She won't hesitate to turn and have a shot. And on a couple of occasions, she's been a bit unlucky in terms of her shooting. But she's been very outstanding tonight.
Definitely has the radar on for the goals. Very quiet here at Darwin Football Stadium, but that doesn't take anything away from the crowd. It had to be capped at 500. Crowd came early, and they're going to stay, no doubt, for the next match as well, John, because after this historic match, which is the first competitive grassroots football match in Australia, and it has gone to these two teams in front of us, the NT Yappers up against the reigning premiers Hellenic Athletica. And following this match, the men's Hellenica side, they'll be taking on Mindel Aces. So great rivalry there as we go down to the middle of the park from Jaffa. Tries to get it out to the right. She does. On it is Henderson, and she did look offside. They waited a long time for her to receive the ball.
Yeah, again, just didn't time her run. And that she just obviously gotten too far forward and was caught offside. So it's been a few of those tonight, Shannon.
Tani Henderson was forward, and that ball from Jaffa though, gee, her vision is good. Still out in the middle of the park directing, telling people to pick up players. Just coming back now to help out as forward puts it down the middle. A lot of talk from the NT Yappers. Happy just to see it over as the substitute Joanna Makrilos. Throw in from Moschini. Finds Myatt. She's on a hat-trick already. Ball going forward. Captain for the NT Yappers, not able to clear it. Inside the 18-yard box, Hellenic have time. Putting it on to Myatt. Good turn. Gets a shot on goal, and Taylor Kickett, the goalkeeper from the NT Yappers, had to slide across. And what a special moment. She's just taking up the goalkeeping duties too, Taylor Kickett. It's her second year at the NT Yappers. And they had a big surprise at training on last night and Thursday night. The NT Yappers had a visit from the Australian women's goalkeeper, Lydia Williams. The Matilda dropped in, well, she didn't physically, obviously, with the borders closed, but she was able to send them a message, and you can jump on social media and find out how that was well received. As you could imagine, the group were overwhelmed, shell-shocked, excited.
They were ecstatic. Speaking to Bruce Lauder, the CEO, he was, again, getting a message from Lydia was absolutely awesome for all the players. And again, they had their strips given out to them as well, which was a great night in general. So very exciting times, Shannon, very exciting times.
Especially when we've got the youngsters like Tani Henderson, playing right forward at the moment, had a brilliant first half at right back. Throw-in going to Hellenic Athletic. And they are going to have another substitution. Coming off is Martin. And coming into the action. So Kilmartin coming on with Martin coming off. 4-1 the scoreline. Hellenic are really coming away with it in this second half, John. Probably not a true reflection of how the first half was with that 2-1 score.
Yeah, and you look at the fitness too. I mean, most of these teams, haven't been really much, there hasn't been much training. So I know fitness will come within the next 2 or 3 weeks, but we always knew that. But in terms of the football that's been played today, it's been some good passages of play. And it's been entertaining. It's been very entertaining.
Yeah, quality. Through ball there from Jaffa. Henderson was in chasing, but it was probably lucky she didn't get it. She was well offside, so they've let this play go on, and they're now down the right. They've gone straight into attack. Ball into the middle. Through ball for Lisa Makrilos. She just pulls up, gives it back to Johnston. Johnston has scored a goal, gets it on to the other goal scorer of the night, Myatt. Not afraid to have a shot away from the goals, and that didn't miss the left uprights by much. She slaps her thigh, and another great effort there from Myatt, sitting on a hat-trick already. And
she just continues to get into those pockets of space in that final third, Shannon, and as soon as she gets that turn and she can see the goal, she will have a crack. And, they're going to have to get tighter on her because she's going to get a couple more.
Well, the ball has gone straight to it. She's a ball magnet tonight, puts it forward. Just a little bit of missed timing from her players. Johnston's got it in the middle of the park. She scored the first goal of the night. Wants the ball back. Lisa Makrilos has it. Happy just to play it all the way back to their last line of defence on halfway. Myatt as well, happy to hold it up. Back to Johnston. Goal scorer to goal scorer. Goes out to the right. Myatt kept running. NT Yappa's through ball has too much on it. And Mauboy will collect it for Hellenica. And it's unlimited substitutes as well. As we see another one, Sophia Mauboy is coming off. And coming into the action is Noriko Ogo is coming on. And Sophia Mauboy takes a seat, and she's had a wonderful night at right back.
Very strong game on defence. Again, marshalled her defensive troops. Very, very good.
Johnston, little toe poke forward, kept running, wanted the ball back. She got it. And she's not able to control it. Captain for the NT Yappers, just trying to clear it. And she's won a throw-in for the NT Yappers. And as we mentioned, there's a good crowd on hand because it had to be capped at 500. That's the new rules here in Darwin. And it's a big weekend as crowds are allowed back. The first place in Australia for that as well. Hellenic off to the goal scorer Myatt, and she is well left of the goalposts, not even bothering Taylor Kickett. But John, it is a big area. For those that don't know Darwin too well, the Darwin Football Stadium is at an area called the Marara Sporting Complex. And a couple of metres away, the Darwin netball courts are here. They've started back tonight as well. We have the Aussie Rules Oval, where we play in our wet season, and the AFL games come up. There's Rugby League Park, there's Northern Territory Rugby Union Park, and there's cricket ovals as well. And Saturday, Sunday, Monday, they have a T20 match, and they're the first cricket to be played competitively in Australia. So we've got a huge amount of firsts happening here this weekend in sport.
How good is that? And again, you know, credit to NT government. I mean, these venues that we have, you know, the pitches, the stadiums that we've got, they are world class. And you know, I've seen a lot of stadiums in my lifetime in terms of sporting precincts and so forth. And we have got probably the best in the country when it comes to sporting facilities. So. And to top it off, great weather as well.
Dry season. We're about 10 metres up on a...
scissor lift.
Scissor lift?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that what it is? It's so foreign to me, I don't even know what it's called, the contraption. But yes, it's freezing up here for us Territorian locals. The dry season, it's about 25 degrees. And there's a cool breeze. Great for spectators and even better for the players as well, as it's not too hot. We played in our dry season, or winter for those that are watching in other parts of Australia. Someone that would know the cold well. Jaffa puts a ball through and going on it. The NT Yappers going forward with Yana Samandan.
Again, not timing that run. Yeah. Be very curious to see how many offsides the Yappers have had tonight. I think they're just, you know, trying to force things and not holding their line.
And there it is, the final whistle here in this historic match, not only for Darwin, not only for the NT Yappers, but for football right across Australia. That is the final whistle. The reigning premiers, Hellenic Athletica, 4-1 winners over the NT Yappers. It's round 2. And they haven't played for a couple of months, but that's standard. If that's anything to go by, after 4 trainings with no contact, John, these two teams are going to have a big season 2020.
Looking forward to seeing both teams during the season. Again, a lot of great potential with the Yappers. They could hold their heads high, and again, looking forward to the season to play out. Again, great game. Looking forward to seeing both these teams play out the season, and I have no doubt that both these teams will be in the finals this year.
Well, let's head down to the ground. We've got down with us Bruce Stalder. He's the CEO of Football NT. He's been doing a great job pre-match, but he has now with him the coach of the NT Yappers, Steve Lollius.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for our officials, for our referees. Thank you.
So 2 teams still just shaking hands, but again, another big night here for football, not only in Australia, but for Darwin to be able to showcase the first ever competitive match in Australia at the grassroots level. And it has been an honour for it to be a women's football match as well. We're here at Darwin
Football Stadium in the sunny, normally, but beautiful sunset tonight in Northern Territory. I've got the coach of the NT Yappers with me, Steve Lollius. Steve, first game, 12 weeks out, no contact football. Generally, you'd have to be happy with that.
Oh, look, mate, we're playing against a team that played in the finals last year. You know, and to me, the result, all I look at is we can improve. And that's the important thing about this game, is we're going to improve. And, yeah, look, that's the future for us, improving and becoming a better side.
And you mentioned the future there with a lot of young kids out there tonight too.
Yeah, we've got, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16-year-old girls that, size-wise, physicality, all that sort of thing come into play, but they're going to develop into good players.
I want to make mention of Talia, who was her very first time in goals tonight. It was extraordinary. And I know she'll be down on herself because I know what she's like, but she was extraordinary.
Look, Talia, I'm very proud of what she's done. She's put her hand up to be a goalkeeper, and it's never an easy job. You're only as good as your defence, and we've said that many times. But, tonight she really did proud for the Yappers.
Mate, I'll let you go back to your team. I know you'll be proud of their achievements tonight. You're into it, second round, 21-round season, plenty of time to go. Good luck for the rest of the year, mate.
Thanks, Bruce.
That's Steve Lollius, the coach of the NT Yappers. It's a scoreline that's 3-1 to... 4-1, my apologies. My maths were never good. So 4-1 to Hellenic Athletic, our women champions and current premiers. So they'll go home very happy. The Yappas will go home and learn from this. Watch the analysis and go through it with Steve and hopefully put on a better performance next week. But we're really proud that they were out there. This is the very first game that was being played in Australia, and we can make out anywhere in Asia, certainly anywhere in the world with a crowd since COVID-19 came across the world. So on behalf of everyone here at Football NT, my name is Bruce Stalder. I'm filling in for Craig Foster from the World Game, and I want to thank the World Game. I want to thank Catherine and Patrick and Lydia and all the team behind the scenes there for giving us this wonderful opportunity to go live on their digital platforms. You are stellar friends of ours. You're always great supporters of our Indigenous program, and we thank you.